Bonjour, Bonjour Boners. ¿Cómo estás? I hope bien. I know it is hard to be bien these days. Hi, I'm here on my couch, one of the two couches in the apartment I rent. I know I did not furnish it, and yet I'm so grateful. Two couches, better than one. What do you do on both Well, on one couch, thanks for asking. On one couch, I have my TV watching. And on this couch, this is the media center on this couch. We got the Christmas lights, got the Day of the Dead skull pillow, got a bird pillow nearby. I'd say it's pretty comfortable. And it's a green couch. For those of you only listening, what are you doing? Why don't you tune into these tatas? Anyhow, hey, this is Get Wood. My name is Jess Wood. It's an audio diary, 30 some odd minutes of some odd shit every week. And we do have a theme song. And if you will, please sing along if you know it. If you don't, I would love you to know it. And then you could sing with us. Big Bud, Sesame, Big Minge Energy, Rat-ta-ta-ta-ta. That's a 9 mil melody. Bam, and you say, goddamn, this is a dope jam. I'm broad, I'm broader than Broadway. Yes, I'm broad. Say I'm broad. Said I'm broader than Broadway, and I'm a diddling myself, and it feels so good. I recommend it. Your sauce will mix with ours, and we'll make a good goulash, baby. Oh yeah, what time is it? It's time for Get Wood with your pal Jess Hood. Hello. Sure. That was a 2 minute intro there. Almost 2 minutes. Not so much 2 minutes, Dougie Fresh, but you're on. On. Uh, that was for Shauna. I have a lot of shout outs this week, actually, to do straight up front. Shout out to Shauna for a killer day at the pop up. And shout out to Ms. Poles for making her big debut on the poll tonight. And shout out to James for just making it all so good with books and things. Shout out, I have more and I can't even think of them. Shout out to Juliet for taking me to the beach, not once, but twice this week, accompanying me to the beach. That's right. And speaking of which, let's get right into it, shall we? Juliet, my best friend, yeah, she's a Brooklyn girl. And I used to live with her out in Coney Island, Brighton Beach, in her grandma's old place where her mom was raised. Like, it's like Brooklyn, like generations and generations of Brooklyn, okay? So she and I, when she's in town, we'll go to the beach. And it was a beautiful day. It's been very gorgeous here in I was gonna say in Los Angeles. It's New York where I am. It's been gorgeous, very hot, a little humid. It's been schwitzy. I do look a little shiny if you're tuning in. If you're not watching, I have a shine to me. And look at the little tan lines. That was for you, baby. I'm shiny because I'm delighted. So anyway, a hot day, go to the beach. So we go to the beach and we're there and we get to the beach and we realize it's very sparsely attended. And yet the people that are there are, how do I put this? Lunatics. Okay, I'm not even exaggerating or anything. The loonies are out. Stand by me. So we see this, and I usually am the one picking the spot. I don't know why I get chosen to pick the spot all the time. I'm not a great chooser. You have chosen poorly. Like, I don't choose the spot well. So I told Jewel, you got to pick the spot this time. So she picks the spot. And all's well and good, all's fine and well and good, and there's only a few people around us. And then this couple comes, and it's an older couple, Russian couple, older. Now, the last time I was at the beach, which was, oh my gosh, like a week before this, I was there by myself, and there was another Russian couple, older, and they were jamming the in Russian music, the romantical music of the Russians, which God bless, but do I have to engage with everyone? There's waves, there's birds, it's the beach. Like, why is it, you know what I mean? This is not what I need. It's not relaxing for me. It's not a song I care to hear on the beach, especially in full blastation from the JVCs, Bump Break the Concrete. And but this couple had no speaker. This couple had no music. They had no speaker. But what they had was a very pervy gentleman who was the husband. Now, okay, uh, I'll tell you, Elaine, as Elaine told Jerry, he took it out. As you can see, I did name the episode He Took It Out, because I feel that really you understand what that means. If you understand, you understand. If you know, you know. But if you don't know, I'll tell you. This guy was he was sliding his shorts up on one side and just whipping out his dick. And not the first time that this has happened on Coney Island, Brighton Beach. If you all remember, well, I was just reminded of it, and boy, what a time that was, where an old guy, I mean, I went much older than this guy. This guy was probably in his 60s. The guy last year, 70s, uh, had his dick all the way out, just jerking it like he was at home, watching something. And me and all my girlfriends were on a area, and we were kind of like 20 feet from him. And so we yelled out, "Hey, put your dick away." It's Brooklyn. You can, this is what they do here. And when in Rome, you yell, "Put your dick away." Although I think in Rome, they probably never said, "Put your dick away." Am I right? Or is that Greece? I think nobody's, anyway, guys on guys on guys. So anyhow, "Put your dick away," we screamed at this old guy, and he said, "Hey, fuck you." So it didn't go well. But this time, this guy with his wife, they both had chairs set up. And this is my argument against the fucking phones. And I knew I was getting mad about the phones. And I know I'm going to sound like a senior citizen or whatever. Listen, this is an argument to get rid of fucking phones for a while. At least if you're going to the beach, like, enjoy the fucking beach. And also notice if your man is taking his dick out. You heard? Okay. They're set up. They got an umbrella. They got two chairs. There's like a cooler in between them. I blame the cooler as well. You put that cooler in between, you can't see what the dude's doing with his shorts on the other side of the cooler. And guess what? He's pulling them up, lady. This guy's pulling up his shorts and he's showing it to us. He's showing it to the other people on the other side of you guys on their towel. We see him. We see his dick. We are upset. But we don't know what to do. What is one to do? What are two to do? So we are watching this old guy take out his dick, slip it out of his, and thank God there were no kids around. I mean, that would have called for, there was an emergency situation. But usually, this is what gets me. This is what, it's always like, whenever you don't need a cop, they're around. You know what I mean? We have the rangers down at the beach, and they have these fucking whistles that they're always like, and they're fucking whistling and they're yelling at people to come in, because there's no lifeguards, because nobody wants to be a lifeguard. So there's these ranger people that just walk around blowing their fucking whistles out. And let me tell you something. If those rangers caught a glimpse of old Dickie McGee over here, they would be out of their mind. There would be police down at the thing. Now, we didn't call the police, but we're Brooklyn broads, right? So we're like, what are we going to do? I said, we got to tell his wife. You tell his wife, right? I mean, if I've never been married, but I imagine if you have a husband and he's pulling his dick out. I mean, I told my stepmom that my dad was a fucking pervert, and she didn't believe me. But if maybe somebody else. So we tried telling this lady. Well, not we. I'll tell you, I didn't go. I backed up my friend, but I didn't walk over, because he kept pulling it out when my friend was walking. I mean, especially when she was walking. She very sexy lady, and he's like, "Oh, sexy lady, look at this sexy dick." You know what I mean? And no. And so I would say to him, "No," like a dog. I would say, "No." And he was like, ugh. And he had one of these big fat, like, what do they call it? The mustaches? Magnum PI. Yeah, thinks he's Tom Selleck of Russia. This guy. Hello, look at big dick, big mustache. Hello. And so my friend, bless her fucking goddamn heart, she says, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "I don't know. We should probably tell the wife because the wife is gonna yell at him, right? And then he'll stop. He should stop if the wife yells at him." So at least I've seen that in the TV shows. So my friend walks over and they're not even 10 feet from us. That's how the spatial awareness of the Russian folk on the beach. It's lunacy, I'm telling you. They set up right next to you like, "Do I know you? Are you part of my family? What the fuck? Are we fucking? Like, why are you on my towel?" You know what I mean? So it's a little outrageous. So she walks over, I don't know, 8 feet to the fucking couple, and she says to the wife, "Excuse me, miss." And the lady says yes. And she goes, "Your husband, he's pulling his penis out." And the lady gets up and she walks over to her husband and she goes, "I don't see it. I don't see the penis. I don't see it out." And then that's when I pipe up and I go, "Well, it's out and it's out a lot. And it's when you're not looking." And she goes, I don't see." And then she's yelling at the husband in Russian and he's fucking denying it in Russian. I mean, I don't speak Russian, but you can hear him all on the denial tip. And we were like, "It's a river in Egypt." You know what I mean? So she I don't see it. I don't see it. Right, because he's not doing it in front of you, lady. Oh my God. Did he do it again? He walked down the beach. I don't know, because he might have walked down the beach and done it somewhere else. And yeah, you could write to me and you could say, "Jess, why didn't you move?" Hey, we were there first. Put your dick away, sir. No. Anyway, on a lighter topic, how do you do? Have you ever tried to sell your clothing at one of those clothing, buy, sell, trade places like Crossroads in LA or Buffalo Exchange or you know what I mean? Anyway, having like a sinus situation. All right. Take a little water, relax yourself. Okay, if you've ever tried to sell your clothes at these places, they're such an asshole. For the most part, they're dicks about. I just talked about pulling out a dick. Now I'm going to talk about being a dick. It's serious. I don't know what kind of power trip these folks have about old clothing and rating your old clothes. Like it's such a weird feel. It's a very weird feeling. So I often go into these places when I'm going to sell and I really practice not taking any of it personally and not thinking like, "Oh, I thought that was cute. They don't want." Okay, I'm not gonna. I can't. I just can't. It's too much energy. Okay, so I go in, and it was a hot day the other day, and I didn't get to the beach, and I was schlepping this bag down to the Buffalo Exchange on Broadway in New York City, and I don't know, maybe it's a mile. It's not that horrible, but it's got shoes, it's got clothes, hats, whatever. I did drop a couple of pairs of shoes off at the Bowery Mission in front of the Mission, just in case somebody wants to come and get them. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people walking around that need some gooder shoes. You heard? So I schlep it down there. I get there. Long story longer. They don't want to fucking help me. I already am on their whole registry and their fucking computer, but they don't want to help me because I don't have a ID, solid ID. That I can't use the one that I took a picture of it. And it's on my phone, even though I had used it before. Okay, okay. What are you like looking at me and you're already like, "We don't even want her clothes. We don't even want to buy any of her clothes. Look at this lady. I don't even know." So I try again, practicing not take it personal. So I said, "Okay." So the young girl goes, "Hey, if you want, you can call a friend." I'm like, "What is this? Fucking want to be a million? Who wants to be a millionaire? Call a friend? What am I calling a friend for?" This is my ride. So I think to myself, so I said a friend, and she goes, "Yeah, you can just have your friend put it with use their ID, and then you can put it on your card, the money." And I said, "Oh, okay." Then I start asking people in the shop because I'm not scared, to ask people. And this one young girl, very sweet, ended up being from Florida, only here like a month. And I asked her, "How long have you been here? Like a month?" And she goes, "Yeah, I got here September, whatever." And I said, "Oh, and because you're so nice." And I said, "But I'm not taking advantage of you, just going to use your ID and they're going to buy some of the clothes." So they end up, so she helps me and she goes, "Oh my God." And she says that this is how she prefaces talking to me. She goes, I'm not saying you're old, okay? I'm not saying you're old." And I'm like, "Oh boy, she's gonna tell me something about how old I am." And she, because when people go like, "I'm not a racist," like, oh God, they're about to say something horribly racist right now. So she goes, I just wanted to preface it. You're not old. And I go, "Girl, I am old. Like I'm old, way older than you." And she goes, "Well, my mom has like blue hair and she's all tatted up." And I go, "You mean your mom looks like me?" And she goes, "Well, I mean, not exactly." She's trying to backpedal. And I go, "Whatever, you helped me. I appreciate you. You appreciate me. We had a lovely connection. Be careful out here. Not everybody's going to be so lovely, but you're a sweet girl and I wish you the best of luck. Goodbye." But the point here is they didn't buy all my fucking clothes. So I had to schlep some more clothes, but I took it to Washington Square Park. Because you know what happens in Washington Square Park? Everything. Have you ever been to Washington Square Park? If you're ever in New York, go to Washington Square Park. You got your tarot readers, you got your skateboarders, you got a juggler, you got a fucking free advice, weed, clothing, paintings, dancing, live music. This is all just at this park. And this park isn't that big, maybe a block. It's a block if it's anything. And you also have chess, a lot of chess players. And I was walking out of the park having left all of my extra clothing on a bench because I'm a mensch. Good for you, Jackie. And that's what I did. I left the stuff and I walked out because that's how I do it. I'll go sell some and then give away some because you got to have a balance in this life. You got to have a fucking balance. Put away your dick. I'm looking at my notes. Isn't it cute that I just look over my notes? I just look at my notes. You guys, stop it. I want to thank my god sister and my bestie for coming to the show on Thursday night that I did. I did a show on Thursday night. I did 20 minutes, 20 plus minutes, actually, they said. And at this show, there was an independent record label, and they had produced a friend of mine's comedy record. And they asked me afterwards if I wanted to get a record. That's right. Yeah, I want to do a record. What? You have to leave behind something. I have some here and there videos that, schmeckled through the internet. Schmeckled? I'll have a shtickle. Can I get a shtickle of fluoride? Bryan Cranston on Seinfeld. Are you kidding me? We were an anti-denti. So this record, yes. So I'm very excited about that. I just want to mention that there's going to be an album recording at some point in the next few months. So if you're around New York or if you can come to New York for it, I would love that. And of course, I'll let you know when and where and all the good info. So exciting. Okay. Also very exciting. I was in Fulton Mall, and the Fulton Mall in Brooklyn used to be it was like my paradise. And maybe it was because of the clothing, maybe it was, the shops, maybe it was because of the neighborhood. I can't really tell you what it was, but it was just the feel of Fulton Mall. It was just so it felt like a real neighborhood, like a great, cool neighborhood. So now it's a bit gentrified and it's a little strange. But you know what? It still has a lovely feel to it. And if you really are present and listening, you can hear and see all the real stuff going on. And so what had happened with me was I was very uh, abundant feeling that day, and which I hope that everyone feels abundant. No matter what your bank account looks like, you should feel abundant and practice abundance because it works. It really works. So I had these boots that I've had for a few years, and I got them for $12, and I wore them when I went to Europe. Yes, I went to Europe. Hello. And I did stand up out there. It was fucking great. I went, and this would be my third winter with these boots. And I thought, you know what, Jess, maybe you could get yourself some new boots. So I got some new boots, and I don't know if I love them because they look like, oh, how do you explain? Stormtrooper, like Nazi, like I felt a little not for a Jewish lady. I felt a little Nazi-ish. They're black boots. They're tall to your knee. They're explaining them. It feels a little Reiki. You know what I mean? I Reiki your boots. Stop it. That's the worst joke ever. And yes, I deserve to be yelled at. So anyway, I'm at Fulton Mall. I meet this old lady because I don't meet her. I hear her say, "I need help," and it's this older lady on using a walker, and she's not doing great. So I say, "What can I help you with?" I had some time. I was performing later that night. I was doing the longer set that night. So I always find when you have something that maybe you're a little anxious about, go and do stuff and perhaps you can come across people that may need your help, and then you can like give all, like I always feel like I have the best shows when I've given something beforehand, like when I've just been like selfless, because this is very hi, look at me, hi, hello, and being on stage, hi, how are you, look at me, am I hilarious or what? And so I was talking to this woman, and she needed help, and she wanted to go to the Dollar Tree, which is actually where I had just been because I love the Dollar Tree, and the only one close to me is in the fucking mall in Brooklyn. So she wanted to go. So I was back in the Dollar Tree with Miss Liz. And Miss Liz knew a lot of the people in the Dollar Tree, so they were so sweet to us, and they were helpful with Miss Liz. And I helped her get food, and I did kind of nag her a little bit. She's like, "I want a Coca-Cola." And I said, "Miss Liz, I hope you don't drink Coca-Cola all the time, because you said you were having problems with your eyes and you were having problems with diabetes. And the diabetes doesn't want all that sugar." And she goes, I know, Miss Vanessa is what she called me. Miss Vanessa, I know, but it's so good. Just once a month, I treat myself. So I said, okay, Miss Liz. So I get Miss Liz all worked out in the Dollar Tree. And we go outside and we're walking around to get her pickup from, like, she's got like a car coming, like an accessoride style thing coming. So she says, "You want to go get a pizza?" And I said, "No, but I'll take you." And she said, "Oh my God, you're so great." And she said, thanking Jesus. She says, "Jesus, I prayed to Jesus that I would get help today, and you came and helped me. And I just have to say, I thank you so much. And thank you, Miss Vanessa. And Jesus, thank you for sending me Miss Vanessa." And I said, "Of course, Miss Liz." And I said, uh, I also feel like me giving you this time and us sharing this time and having this time together, that I'm also getting a lot of really good stuff. So thank you. So it really just felt like it was a big love fest. So then I walk her over to the place she's going to pick it up at. And that place, there is a older Rasta dude and his lady, and they're going through this bag that they have that's all these shoes. Now, remember, I just bought these Nazi boots. So I was like, hey, I'm going to get rid of these boots that I'm wearing right now. Maybe I should donate them to the Ross. Hey, Ross. Hey, Star. Hello, Star. Do you need boots? Are you taking boots, brother? And he goes, I would love to take your boots. So then I took off right then and there, just he put on the black boots and gave him the white boots. And he said, oh, these are nice. I said, yeah, Steve Madden. I didn't tell him how much I paid for him because I hope that he gets more money than I paid. But it was good deeds all around. And that I went to the show later and I was like, look at this, just rewarded. So when we take the time out to get like off our own self and go and be of service to others and be in the world and be present, and maybe somebody needs some help, or maybe somebody's gonna help you sell some clothes, or maybe someone's gonna pull their dick out. You know what I mean? You never know what's gonna happen out there. It's a wild ride to the far side. So I did go up north and see my aunties. I did go upstate. They don't call it up north here. I don't know why. In California, if you go up north of LA, it's called up north. In New York, if you go north of New York City, it's called upstate. I don't know. It's like pop and soda, I guess, right? Mm. more water. Okay. So I went upstate to visit my aunties, and it was both of my mom's sisters who are still with us, obviously, but they're very different. But I wanted to bring a gift. I like to bring a little gift and just a little trinket, a little something for the ladies. So because they're so different, I had to pack really different stuff. So for my Aunt Vicky, who I know everybody loves, my Auntie Vicky, how are you? Big stoner, having a great time, rock and roll, really good hip lady, right? I mean, they're both very good, but this one is like, how you doing, fucking hipster lady? Big stoner. So I packed her a pre-roll, a little tube, packed it up. Then my other auntie, Auntie Marion, Mar, she, excuse me, authenticity. She is a kind of fancy lady. Yeah, she's kind of fancy. She lived on where did she live? Not on Long Island, on Staten Island. Staten Island. She lived with a husband and the kids, and very kind of, as my mother would say, oh, she's so straight. She's just so straight. She never did the whole feminist thing or anything. And it's like, who cares? So what? She did her thing. You guys did your thing. Oh, I know why I'm sweating. This couch is like a velveteen or something. It's like a corduroy. My arse is like a swamp. Sexy, I know. So I packed up for Auntie Mare a little bag of Chanel products that I had, not products, samples of products, because I couldn't afford the products. But my friend Sasha, my Russian girlfriend, she's like, Jesse, you can't buy this, but it's $1,000. It's $1,000 for this. And I was like, why would I want to buy some? If I had $1,000 to buy a fucking lotion, why would I do this? I just bought some beef tallow. I don't work for any of them. This is not a commercial. But my God, I'm so glowy. I mean, it is a fat from an animal. But anyway, shout out to Melissa for turning me on to it. And I'm not like from the TikTok shop or anything. It's a friend of mine who's quite natural, actually. She's quite a naturalist. Anyway, I brought up Aunt Mare, the Chanel products, Aunt Vic, the joint. And let me tell you, I never seen such happiness in a couple of older broads. You know what I'm saying? I was very happy all around town. They were very, very feeling very blessed. And I felt like it was a mitzvah. And so speaking of mitzvahs, I was able to then have, oh, how many nights this week? I think 3 nights this week. Maybe that's why I'm aglow. 3 nights this week I had salmon. Jew food. I had gefilte fish. I had salmon. I had kosher. I had kosher twice this week. And I'll tell you what, my best friend, she knows how to make a kosher. And she told me she was going to teach me how to make it. Gotta saute those onions. Lastly, I will report to you the most frightening thing that I had happen this week, but I was very proud of myself the way I dealt with it. Okay, it sounds silly that when I can tell you there was a moth in my bedroom. It sounds silly. A moth? Jessica, who cares? A moth is like flutter, flutter, go to the light bulb, bye, right? No. This moth was bigger than you see how my hand is? See how my hand is? I'm putting my hand out, audio. Uh, audio. It was bigger than my hand. Yeah. It was on my ceiling, spread winged. I don't know how you say it. Spread eagled, spread winged, spread mothed. And it was absolutely jarring when I walked into my bedroom and I turned on the light. And what also was very jarring was that I hadn't folded or my laundry yet. I had done my laundry that morning before I left for the aunties upstate. There's all this fucking laundry and this moth, and the bed is unmade. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. Now, I don't know about how you are all with like nature, animals, or bugs, insects, whatever. I talk to the thing the whole time. The whole time I'm talking to it. I'm like, I got to make this bed, man. You can't be flying down here if I'm making this bed. Like, I just needed it to leave me be while I made the bed and took care of all the clothing and put everything away, closed the closet door, closed the door to the bedroom. And then I realized my windows only open just this much, like 6 inches. I mean, it's terrible. These windows open not much at all. It's a real ache in my situation. Ache in my situation. You know what I mean? It's a fucking frustrating thing because you want your window. Yeah, let's get it on. No. So the one window is open only the most it could be open 6 inches, 7 inches. I don't fucking know. And the other window is blocked where I could open it. It's blocked by my portable air conditioner that has the tubing, the plastic tubing that you have to put out the window in order to blow it's a mess. Okay, it's not a mess, but I had to seal the whole window because I know it's riveting conversation, but listen to what happened. I pulled the whole thing off. It was taped. There was cardboard. I had it there the whole summer because I was cooling my, room. But this moth, I was like, listen, we got to get rid of this moth. What am I going to do? I had the genius idea, genius, I tell you, to rip the fucking whole hose out of the window, open both windows, screens to the middle, and then take the tube that blows out the air when you turn on the air conditioner and blow the motherfucking moth out the window. Yes, I did it. Yes, yes, I did it. Yes, 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 yes. Now, this was on Monday. Today is Saturday. I am still celebrating that shit. It is a win, baby. That is a fucking win. And it's not because I'm a girl or whatever. It's because I didn't want to kill it. I didn't want to kill it. So I looked it up. Black witch moth. It was a black witch moth. Am I a black witch moth? I could be. We'll never know. I guess I'll have to tune in next week to find out because this is exciting. I thought I just heard a moth on the light. I don't know what's going on. All right. Listen, I do know what's going on. It's the end of the show. I know. It's so fast. It just flies by. We have the best time, don't we? And if you want your friends to have a good time too, share it with them. Press the, subscribe button, the like button, all the buttons are so good to do. Ooh, I love it when my button is pushed. Well, more rubbed, I guess, by my button. Anyway, I love you guys so much for watching. I love you for listening. Send me your thoughts. Send me your ideas. Send me your things that you're proud of. Send me what you're excited to do next week, and send me your feedback. And I love you. And I still would love it if you went on to Apple, iTunes, to Spotify, and left me a review and 5 stars. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. And it's for free, yo. It's for free. I love it for free. For free, for free, for free. All right. I love you. And I said that. But I can't get enough of you. I'll talk to you soon. And please be good to yourself and just be gentle. And I know there's a lot going on right now. And I know it's very hard to maintain a calm atmosphere. But trust me, practice it. Just be gentle with yourself. That way you can be gentle with others. And we'll get through this. Okay? I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye. Yes. Yes. Yes.